How's it going, everyone? Marriland here, and last time I got done building the pulverizer and the powered furnace, but I've gone ahead and tidied some things up. I've also done a little bit of work around the house here, and I have some nice projects for later in this episode. But first, take a look at this wall. Oh man, I've been busy! Look, 57 diamonds. What? Look at all this gold. Look at all this stuff. Yeah, I've been going crazy, and I'm going to show you kind of what I've been doing. First of all, got some nice little oak leaves over here. King Daddy D-Max stopped by to say hi earlier, and that's why this little book is here. This is a linking book, and it's pretty cool. It lets you teleport from one place in one dimension to another place in a different dimension. So it's very nice if you have like a nether base or something. And I think we should definitely take a quick trip into the nether this episode. I think that'd be good. So animals, how on earth did you get out? You. I brought over some chickens. Chickens. And still have some sheep there. I figured, hey, you know what, I could use some eggs. Nice little blue flowers here. Got a whole ton of cactuses, or cacti rather. And I had to travel so far in order to find these. Now, there's a bunch at spawn, which is just fine, but I really wanted to try find a desert on my own. It's all the way over there somewhere. It took like a while to find, but I brought home some cacti with me. And cacti are very important if you're going to make waterproof tubes. Waterproof pipes, rather. A series of tubes. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Are you serious? You know what? I'm going to try something. Someone said I'd turn the particles. Let's see. Does that turn off? Wait, maybe particles minimal. Maybe that'll... Oh, hey, that's pretty cool. Oh, so another thing that keeps kind of getting brought up is the difficulty. It's hard. I already addressed this in a previous episode, sort of, in like the description. But basically, because there are so many mob traps on the server... you know, mobs aren't spawning as frequently as they would if it were a single player thing. Okay, so this is what I've been up to. Now, my rule is I don't build any machines unless it's on camera, or at least anything new. So I had to do this the old-fashioned way with a button and a trapdoor and then a ladder there. So let's just check it out. What do we got going now? Oh, no! Oh, yeah. Don't worry, I got some water there. This is just a big old mine that I set up. It's a very basic branch mine. Just to have little kind of tunnels that go... In fact, you can even see it up on the map up here. It's pretty basic. In fact, it's extremely basic, but you get a lot of resources this way, that's for sure. So, you know, go ahead and start one up. I actually have this on 2 levels. It's pretty deep. I could have gone up another level or 2 if I really wanted. Probably could have gotten some more stuff. But this is where I got my diamonds. It's where I got a ton of redstone. See, this is, you know, not the most elegant solution, but it's a branch mine. What do you expect? So, yeah, that's kind of what I got going on. A whole ton of lava down here. Thankfully, with maps, it's pretty easy to find where it's at. Now, this lava, I'm looking forward to doing some stuff with. And no, that's not diamonds. That's just silver. See, it looks so similar. I want to use this lava someday, since it's really close to my house. I think that'd be effective. And then I just have a ladder, kind of getting out. Yeah. So, that's where I got a lot of the resources. I recommend building one of those, or you don't really build it, you just kind of set it up. And then you'll get plenty of resources. If you have the map, it kind of shows you where you've been mining and stuff, so that's convenient. Now, there's so many better ways I could have been doing that if I made machines, but, you know what, whatever. Oh, also got these nice little pressure plates here. You can set them underneath that, and it'll open automatically. And I don't think mobs can even trigger that, so that's pretty cool. Alright, time to start up with these machines. Before we move on to this new, awesome stuff I got started with, I have projects now. Yeah, signs and everything. I want to show you what I did over here. So... last time, you know, it's kind of sticking out all over the place and engines here and there. Well, now we just have this switch and pull me to start engines. Cool. So I just put this pile here just to show you that, hey, it's on. if you go back here into the engine room, definitely recommend having a room behind wherever you set up your machines, just so it kind of keeps all the cables and pipes and stuff out of the way. So you can see we have our Stirling engines here, two of them right like that. This stuff, I just set this up because that's what we're going to do in this episode. Don't pay too much attention to this right now. I was just getting prepared. And then see right on the other side of this brick, that's where the lever is. So it's sending a redstone signal and then sending it up here and on over. So this block is powered right now, as is this one. And it's sending the signal down to this Stirling engine. So if I were to put some coal in there, then it would begin pumping electricity or pumping the power into the engines. So I can just turn it off by flicking that switch on the other side there if I don't want it to be running. And that can be really important because if you try to send too much power into something that already has full power in it, like if it's not doing anything and you forget to turn it off, well, your pipes could kind of blow up because they accumulate way too much power. So having some kind of shut-off mechanism is nice. There are ways to mitigate this later on in the game, like using redstone energy conduits, but we don't have the resources to make those just yet. Alright, that's what we've got going on here. Built up some double chests with a whole bunch of things. Got a ton of string. In fact, you know what? I think really quick, before we get started on too much of this stuff, let's make something called a canvas bag. So a canvas bag just takes 8 canvas, kind of arranged in a big old wheel looking thing. And to make a canvas, you just take a stick and 8 strings surrounding it, and then you get canvas. So it's going to take a stack of string and 8 sticks in order to make a canvas bag. But it's pretty useful. Now, keep in mind, you might just want to be mindful of the fact that sometimes these are banned on servers. There are some versions that they have like this duplication bug or something. So don't be that guy that does that. It's pretty rude. Oh, you know what? Kind of going off track here. We want to make like 8 of these, right? Now, there's a few ways we can go about in doing that. We can make this canvas, hold shift on this question mark just to put everything there. But there's also another thing I've been meaning to make for a while, right? In fact, I have it set up in one of these chests. I think it's... No, maybe I didn't get it set up. It's pretty easy, actually. It's a project table. Now, these are going to be so useful for starting up projects. All you need is a crafting table, a chest, 4 wood, 2 on each side, and then 3 stone up at the top. And that has to be smooth stone. But thankfully, I went ahead and cooked some up. So 3 of that, and then we need a chest, so I'm going to need some wood. Where did that go? Here we go, and going to need a crafting table as well. I already have a crafting table in one of those other chests over there. Oops, let's start with that crafting table. But it's going to be used for something else. Okay, I think it was... Oops, other way. There we go. Okay, 2 there, and then 3 stone. Boom! Project table. These are so cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and set one up right here for right now. As you see, it has the same kind of interface as a crafting table, except it also has this thing off to the side. And then it has, let's see, about 18 spots to put things in. So let's just put our string and our sticks in there for right now. Now, if we wanted to make that canvas bag, all you need to do is just arrange it up there, and then it lets you craft it. But it'll use the resources from either of these 2 rows of inventory spaces. And if, oh man, I forgot my redstone, or I forgot whatever, you can just leave it in here. It doesn't drop like it does if you're messing with a crafting table. Super, super slick. I love these. They're great for projects. I will not be using these chests to do these things anymore. I just kind of had these set up because I didn't make the project table yet. So that's super cool. Now there's another thing you can do with those. Let's take some sugar cane, and we're going to need to make some paper. Now, if you have Indigo Dye, and you get Indigo Dye, actually, from these indigo flowers. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any of those nearby. I've been looking, haven't been able to find those, and that really kind of stinks. But you need this indigo dye stuff, and you can actually combine that with paper to make what's called a, I think it's a plan? Where's that thing at? Pretty sure it's shapeless. Yeah, here it is. It's a blank plan. And with that, you can actually put the blank plan right in here, and then if you click it, when you have a recipe up here, it'll then turn into a recipe for whatever you have there. And it's an item. So let's say you want to make this again. You can just pop in the recipe plan or the finished plan, whatever it's called. I don't remember off the top of my head. You can put that in there and just auto-click things. So that's kind of neat. I don't have that right now. Really sorry about that, but I'll try to get it for you. Anyway, we got our canvas, so let's arrange it like that, and boom, we've got a canvas bag. So with this, it's just an extra inventory, which is sweet. Yeah, and you can actually have multiple of these too, and you can give them different colors if you use dye on them. Pretty awesome, actually. Let's see. I just wanted to make one. Maybe we'll put some stuff in it, like pipes. Those are a good thing to have just in some kind of bag. You might not always want those in your inventory. Okay, I think we've done enough kind of side stuff for right now. Let's go ahead and build this stuff. So, steam engine stuffs. Ooh, I know last time we were talking about those steam engines, right? Let's go ahead and build some. So, there are two basic varieties of steam engines. Now, there's actually several more, but these ones, the commercial and industrial, they take a lot more resources, and you have to actually pump steam directly into those. You can't just burn coal into them and make them work. The steam engine right here, this takes 2 copper gears, 3 copper ingots, a redstone transmission coil, and a piston. So these copper gears are just 4 copper surrounded by an iron. Yeah, kind of expensive, actually. And then we have this transmission coil, which sort of like the reception coil, except it uses silver instead of gold. And that's how you make a steam engine. So I went ahead and I got all of this stuff together. This is what I need for the gears. This is the transmission coil. And there we have the rest of the stuff. So let's go ahead and put that in here. Wouldn't it be cool to have that all in the project table, huh? We actually don't need to use the project table for this because it's a pretty simple project. Okay, let's start with that reception coil. Or transmission coil. There we go. Got the transmission coil. Now we need those gears. So, ta-da! And then I think that's all we need. There, we got a steam engine. Okay, so that's one of the steam engines that you can make. The other one is called the Hobbyist steam engine. And I didn't quite have the recipe for this because I wanted to break these down into gold nuggets. But we're going to need these things. It'll actually cost us a lot less gold. So, to get a golden nugget, you just have to take a gold ingot and boom, you got nuggets. Simple as that. Let's find the recipe here. Just take a piston. Oh, right, we need these gears. So these gears are really simple to make. Thankfully, it doesn't take a gold bar. It's just 4 gold nuggets surrounded by a stone gear. So we're actually going to need to get a little bit more sticks. Let's just take some logs. There, that'll do. I think it's a little overkill, but whatever. Alright, we're going to need 2 of those. 2 of those, and then ta-da! Let's get a few more gold nuggets. Okay, so gears there, piston, glass, and then 3 gold nuggets on top. That gets you the Hobbyist steam engine. Cool. So what's the difference between the steam engine and the Hobbyist steam engine? Very good question. Both need water in order to operate. And both use coal or steam in order to operate. Now, the later ones, they don't use coal. You can only pump steam into them. But these ones are nice for early game stuff. Steam engines produce 2 MJ per tick. So they're twice as powerful as the Stirling engine, and they're more efficient with your coal. The Hobbyist steam engine takes 1.6, or it generates 1.6 if you're just feeding it coal or charcoal. I think if you feed it steam, it'll give you even more, but early on, it's going to give you 1.6. However, it's much more efficient long-term as opposed to the steam engine. It has a warm-up time as well, so you can't just have it running at full speed right away. The steam engine is probably better early game because it's something that you don't have just coal being funneled into it constantly. The Hobbyist steam engine is something better run constantly, whereas the steam engine is something better off. Just turn it on when you need it, turn it off when you don't. Now, for either of these things, we're really going to want to have this Aqueous Accumulator. What on earth is that? Well, see how I have this water here, right? And remember how I was telling you these things both take water? Well, you can't just set an infinite water pool up and have it funneled directly into those engines. You need to have them go into pipes. There are several ways to do that. You can either use that Aqueous Accumulator, or you can use this thing called a pump. And it just takes a mining well and some of this tank. It's actually not that complicated to make, but it constantly requires some MJ in order to run, whereas the Aqueous Accumulator requires nothing. So that's why you really want this Aqueous Accumulator. In order to make that, we're going to need a bucket, machine frame, which I already know how to do. In fact, I already made that. This Pneumatic Servo, some glass, and some tin. Pretty simple, right? So I have everything made except for that Pneumatic Servo. So let's take all this stuff out. Let's go build it really quick. I think it's 2 iron, 2 redstone, and then glass. I wasn't paying attention, darn it. No, that's not it. All right, here we go. Oh, 2 glass and a redstone. It was something. All right, let's just start over. The order does matter. Kind of messes with you. Put the iron to the sides. And then we have the Pneumatic Servo. Sweet. Let's take all this stuff. And we're going to put it in here. So 2 tin, 2 glass, and then a bucket. One cool thing with the bucket, you can use iron, but I think you can also use tin, if I'm not mistaken. No, maybe not. I must be thinking of something else. Maybe it was an earlier recipe. Huh. Oh, well, no big deal. I guess... Whoa! Dropped my stuff. Darn it! Alright, I want to make that thing. Hurry up already. Yeah, 2 tin. There we go. The Aqueous Accumulator. Nice. So, how on earth does this thing work? Well, I put this block right down here so we can test it out. In fact, you know what? I'm probably going to want to... I'm going to tear this down for just half a second. See, here's my garden. Oh, yeah. See, I've been growing all this flax stuff. That's where I got all that string. Flax takes a while to grow, but it gives you a lot of string. Just make sure you chop down the entire flax plant because it's not going to regrow if you, if you just leave, like, the stalks on the bottom. It doesn't regrow. It'll stay there, but it won't regrow. Yeah, so let's see. We're going to want to put the Aqueous Accumulator right next to 2 water source blocks, okay? It has to be right next to those. And it has to be to either of its sides. Diagonal doesn't work, but we can just put it right here. So, put that thing there, and you'll see it does have this orange pipe kind of popping out of it. Now, it's not facing a certain direction. It's like facing that way, I think, but it does have a cool face, which is kind of neat. It's kind of the one that it shows on the icon thing. But anyway, as you can see, it's storing 4,000 MB. What is MB, huh? I just got done learning about MJ. You tell me I need to learn this MB stuff? Nah, don't worry. That stands for millibuckets, and that's a unit of measurement for liquids, such as water or lava or stuff like that. 1 bucket, like this bucket of water here, this is exactly 1,000 millibuckets. So basically this is storing 4 buckets worth of water inside of it. The cool thing is, see how it has that orange border and all these orange faces? Well, it will eject water out of it into these things called waterproof pipes. Yeah, that's awesome. And those you can feed directly into those engines. Let's go ahead and set up the engines. We're not going to be able to do much with them because we don't have the pipes. But we'll get the pipes in just a second. I'm just going to tear these down. Alright, cool. So, let's set up the Hobbyists right there. Derp. And let's set up the steam engine right there. Double derp. It's okay. We got a wrench. We got a wrench in another another chest somewhere. Where did I put that thing? There we go. Alright, so let's take this bad boy. Oh, we really need to make that crescent hammer thing. I ought to just do that. Now that we have some silver. There we go. In fact, yeah, you know what? Makes life so much simpler. Where did that go? I think I just need some iron and a silver. Yeah. I went ahead and pulverized and then power furnace a bunch of my stuff. So, ta-da! That is all you have to do to make a crescent hammer. And it basically replaces your wrench. However, it does not work on different EU kind of stuff. It's mostly just for buildcraft and for thermal expansion. But it's pretty cool. You can use it to, you can like rotate chests and stuff with it. You can do a whole ton of things. You could remove something. Let me see if I want to do that. Well, here, let's go over here. If you hold shift in, you can use it. Oh, actually, I guess it just works on certain things, like this Aqueous Accumulator. You can hold shift, and then that'll kind of break it. Oh, see, there's the face. Ta-da, filling up again. No big deal wasting water. I got plenty of it right there. As long as you have those 2 source blocks, you'll be fine. Now, we're going to want to put some pipes right under there, but we got to make those waterproof pipes first. See, the steam engine, it needs water. There's no water in it right now, so it's not going to do anything. There's also the Hobbyists one, which, let me run back. I really should just, I don't know, kind of break into the side of the wall, but I'll deal with that in a sec. Okay, then this one, it has so many more confusing looking things. Now, you could put a bucket into it, and it'll dump the bucket out. You could do that, but you don't really want to have to be running back to this thing all the time, putting buckets of water in it. No, you want to just automatically pump it up. And then it has this MJ stuff. This is where you put the coal. This is its temperature, and it requires a heating up time in order to start producing stuff. And over here is where it stores the steam. I know, right? Okay, so in order to get this to work, you're going to need waterproof pipes. How do you make these waterproof pipes? You need pipe waterproof in order to do that. There's a whole bunch of different waterproof pipes. They have different capacities and stuff. Wooden is similar to the wooden transport pipe in the sense it doesn't connect to other wooden pipes, but it's used for extracting liquids out of things. That would be very useful for, let's say, the my creosote oil over in the coal coke oven. In fact, I don't know if I'll be able to do this episode, but that's definitely something I want to get put into a tank because it just keeps filling up and it's a real pain. But then there's cobblestone waterproof, iron waterproof, golden waterproof. I think golden goes faster and has a higher capacity, but really you just need cobblestone for right now. And that's just a cobblestone transport pipe and this pipe waterproof. How do you make this? Well, you have to have some cactus green in order to make it. Where do you get cactus green? Well, if you play vanilla Minecraft, you know, you just get that from some cacti, right? Right? No, not quite. Unfortunately, you have to smelt it first. You can't just shapelessly craft it like you did in the past. And I think you have to cook up this cactus paste stuff first. Kind of weird. So, let's go ahead and take some of those cacti we got. Make some pipe waterproof. See, now it turns into this cactus paste stuff. Gross. We'll make like 8 of it. Now we're going to cook it up. Let's see. I don't have my Stirling engines hooked up anymore, and I don't know. This guy's not going to be super efficient, so I'm just going to cook it up in this iron furnace just for, oh yeah, I got some steak. Yeah, I'm just going to cook it up in here for just half a second. In fact, you know what? I might as well make perfect 10. There we go. All right, I'm going to cook it up, and I will see you in a sec. All right, all cooked up. Got 10 cactus green. Also, while that was going on, I decided, you know what? I'm going to get this diamond pickaxe going because I really want that thing. I need it to get some obsidian early on. Now, this is not the only way to get obsidian in this game anymore. You can actually create obsidian by using, what is it? You can use water cells in order to make it water and lava cells, which is kind of cool, but it takes up a lot of tin, so it's not really worth it. You're better off just mining some obsidian with a diamond pickaxe. I might go enchant that over at spawn, actually. I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyway, I did make the cactus green. And from that, it's a shapeless craft. It just turns directly into pipe waterproof. Sweet. So we got some pipes in this bag. Let's take the cobblestone transport pipes there. Let's, I don't know how many we're going to need. Probably like 4. Let's see if that's enough. Maybe it will be. Maybe it won't be. Only one way to find out. Actually, I think we only needed 3. All right, we're going to have to hop down here again. So, boom, boom. No, actually, it's perfect. There. Now look at it go. Look, water is traveling through it. And it will begin filling up these engines. That is awesome. No. Okay, now I'm sunk. All right. Now the goal was I'm actually going to hide this using some wood here. I know this is the wrong color of wood. I need to go get some more spruce, actually. But as you can see, it will just keep filling it up. And unless you have a ton of these engines going, it should fill it up plenty fast. Faster than you really have to worry about consuming it. Later on, you're going to want to replace these with golden waterproof pipes because I think they have a higher capacity or something, or they travel quicker. And then later on, you're going to want to use liquiducts because they're also very effective. In fact, they're way more effective. They just shoot water and liquids through, which is awesome. I'll patch that up later. But for right now, I think we're ready. What do you think? So let's take some of that coal coke here, and we're going to put it in here. So this thing requires a bit of a warm-up time. Let's go ahead and... Oh, actually, maybe this only takes coal. Yeah, come to think of it, I think both of these... No, I guess the steam engine takes coal coke, which is fine. Look at it go. Now it's producing a full 2 MJ per tick. But see that light blue line in there? Well, that's power transversing through the pipe or something. Now, it's able to absorb into these machines, even though they're not doing anything right now, because, see, it's filling them up, which is just great. But once they're full, it might start to explode. So let's just go ahead and put some gold dust in here, just so it has something to do. Definitely a good idea. We can take some ore, too. In fact, hey, let's just have that going on in the background. Oops. Take all this. Alright, there we go. Okay, so I guess we're going to need some normal coal for the one. Coal coke won't work for the Hobbyist steam engine. But that's fine. So let's just put, I don't know, half a stack in there. Oh, you know what? That's right. I totally forgot to power it. It needs a redstone signal. Apparently, the steam engine does not need a redstone signal. That's very interesting. I guess that's good to keep in mind. I forgot that I turned it off. Okay, so thankfully that works out just fine because the Hobbyist steam engine is one that takes a little bit to warm up. Is it warming up now? There we go. See, now it's cooking. And it's not going to produce any MJ until this temperature gets up to the boiling point, which is 100 degrees Celsius. And it's not going to produce very much until it gets way up to about 500. See, now it's producing this steam. If you're just running it on coal, it's going to cap out about 2,000 steam or so. It's not going to get up to the full amount, I don't think. Or maybe it does. No, it kind of caps out right around there. But you can see it's starting to produce 1.4, 1.5. Yeah, now it's kind of getting a nice buffer in there. So very cool indeed. And this one, it is, oh no, it's not running anymore. Oh, you know what? I bet you it's reversed. This one isn't running because it has a redstone signal. Interesting. Very interesting that they reverse it, actually. But I guess that's good to know. Okay, let's go back in there. Let's see these things go. This pulverizer isn't receiving any power. Neither is this powered furnace. Why is that? It's pumping. Oh, here's why. Okay, now it should be sending power in from this. For some reason, if it had that kind of white, or not the white thing, but like the tinted thing on there, that was preventing it from doing anything. Huh, so, you know what? We're going to have to relocate that switch. Or maybe invert its signal. Let me see if I can do that really quick. That might help. If so, that'd be awesome. No, that's not going to do it. That's fine. No big deal. What we'll do is we'll just tear down this. See, now it's working. I'll just put that there. Alright, so that's how these two engines work. This one is a really nice, snappy engine. It does use coal coke as well as coal. It's more efficient if it's just like an instant thing. Like, I just want to use this for, you know, a little bit than the Hobbyist steam engine. But the Hobbyist steam engine is much more efficient once it gets going. And see, now it's turned to green. See that? Don't be alarmed with that. Unless it's like really heavily red and kind of blinking, that's the only time you need to worry. Because now it's going to start going a lot faster. Very useful. Once it gets going, it really does pick up in speed, whereas this thing takes a while for it to get going. I'm going to actually just let it kind of do its thing for right now, because I think that's probably all I need to really show. Just okay, now why isn't this working? That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Maybe it's this. Yeah, see, remember what I was telling you earlier about that redstone signal? Well, it was shutting these two off, so now it's going to down. There we go. I'll find a better solution. Like, I could probably put the switch up here or something. Also, I don't need to use both the Hobbyist steam engine and the steam engine simultaneously, or have them both right here. Ideally, you'll want to pick maybe two of the same engine, maybe three, maybe four, depending on how much power you're using. Just kind of set them up there. But remember, steam engines are for more, you know, hey, this is just some quick stuff. We're just going to have this working. Do I need to turn this off? I almost feel like I should turn it off. I don't know if it's one of those things that like overheats or whatnot. I don't know. I guess I'll let it run for a bit. Hopefully it doesn't explode. But yeah, the steam engine's better for just, hey, I want to do something really quick. I plan on, you know, turning this on and off on an as-needed basis. Whereas the Hobbyist steam engine is something better left running for a while. You know, you don't want to just turn it on and off frequently because it's going to have to rebuild all that energy and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of how it works. So, yeah, I think that's actually a good spot to leave this off. Hopefully you learned a bit more about better power efficiency. Now that we have these going, see, it lasts for just such a long time compared to the other. And this is just coal. You can use charcoal in it as well. It takes a little bit longer because it doesn't generate as much heat, but it's very renewable as opposed to coal. And you're going to want to use coal for stuff later on too. So some things coal can do that charcoal can't. such as make coal fiber and things like that, which you use to make cool nano armor. Yeah. Maybe we'll get to that sometime. But in the meantime, I think this is a good spot to leave off. Maybe we'll play around with this rolling machine later. Stuff for it in there. Yeah. But anyway. Actually, you know what? I'll go ahead and set it up. Why not? It's pretty simple. Okay, so rolling machine. What on earth does this thing do? So, if I recall correctly, put the crafting table like that, surround it with pistons. Yeah, I know, lots of pistons. And then some iron on the corners. And that gives you this rolling machine. So we're actually going to need one more conductive pipe. Where did my pipe bag go? Oh, cool. I already have one. Nice. Oops. Okay, so let's set it up right here. Why not, right? Should be able to just put that there. Oh, that's weird. It's invisible pipe. Alright, and we'll put the rolling machine right there. So what on earth is this thing? First of all, this thing, it does suck a lot of MJ out of the system. And it's almost kind of annoying how it does it. But it can be used as a buffer too. So your pipes don't explode as often. At least that's what I've found. Now this has a ton of different recipes. You use it to make rails. Because the recipe for normal tracks and stuff, you know, the minecart ones, it's actually changed. So you can't just, you know, use your familiar method of, hey, put like a stick and then a bunch of iron. No, you have to make the rails for it first. Gives you some better stuff. But you use this to make these iron plates. You take 4 iron ingots, and that gives you 4 iron plates. You can also use that to make steel plates, tin plates, posts and things. And then one of the more useful things. Oh, these are useful later on, these heating coils. But where is it? This stuff. Oh, wait. No, that's way later on in the game. That's Iridium Alloy. Oh, wait. I guess they've taken out... Oh, that's right. You need the plate bending machine now. Yeah, they changed that rather recently. There's a stuff called Advanced Alloy. Or mixed metal ingots. And in the past, you used to be able to, like, I don't know, use this rolling machine to make these plates. I guess this isn't as useful now. Well, we still need to make iron plates, so it's not that bad. But it was a lot more useful back in the day. Let's actually go ahead and just to show you how it works. In fact, we'll take like a stack of iron, because I think we're going to need some of this stuff if we want to make a real steam engine. Now, it works interestingly. In fact, if you just put the recipe in, it doesn't automatically like craft it. You actually have to click this in order to craft the last bit of it. It'll just store everything else in there in the meanwhile. But let's say you were to do like this, it'll just automatically craft it for you until it gets to that last one where you'll have to click it in order to craft it. So that's nice if you want to just keep, you know, supplying items into it. So that's pretty cool. Now, it does take a bit of MJ, and that's why it's slowed down. I'm going to put one more coal coke in here just to get this guy going for a little bit more. I'll put 2 in. It's no big deal. There's plenty for it to do. Oh yeah. Guess I'll take that silver dust. No need for that to be in the way. Yeah, so that's all cooking. See, got these iron plates. Do some fun stuff with those, but I think that's actually finally now a good spot to leave it off. So didn't get a chance to go check that nether out. Maybe I'll do that in the next episode, but I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time, everyone, on Marriland's Hermitcraft Feed the Beast Adventure. See you next time, accumulators.